So that's another win for Red Bull, another win for Max Verstappen. And do you want to know what the crazy thing is? It's just how easy it is still for them. As in, like, obviously we know it's easy, they've won all the races so far. But this race, we've had so many teams with so many updates, and they're still able to win with like 20 plus seconds advantage if you take away, you know, the pit stop at the end. They're 24 seconds in the lead, and then even had time to have an extra pit stop and get the fastest lap. But the way Max won the race, they have such an advantage that they can do anything they want, any strategy they want. Obviously we had the VSC early on, and then cars were pitting, getting a free pit stop. Red Bull stayed out, both with Verstappen and Perez. Obviously it made sense for Perez because he qualified 16th and he needs free air to take advantage of the car and the tyres. But for Verstappen to stay out, you're kind of like thinking, oh, have they done the wrong thing? Is this, you know, do we have a race here? But no, basically with the speed they have and the advantage they have, they literally can do anything they want and they will win the race. Max Verstappen started last, he will still win the race. Max Verstappen does one extra pit stop, does a 3-stop race when everyone else does a 2-stop race, and they have like a free pit stop under the VSC. Max still wins the race. I say yeah. But the scary thing is, out of all of this, is Christian Horner admitted that they've hardly touched the car. This year's car, they've hardly touched the car since it rolled out at the first race. They've hardly put any upgrades on it. Obviously they put little bits and bobs, but they're already focusing on next year's car. And yeah, that's a scary thought, because if they've got an advantage this year and the car that's hardly been touched is still winning all these races, and they're putting the focus onto next year, kind of makes me a bit worried about next year and the kind of advantage and head start they're having on everyone else. Success compounds. When you lead in and you're ahead of everyone else, it kind of compounds and it gives you that advantage of doing things when other people can't do things. Because they got it right at the beginning, they're hardly touching this car and they're touching next year's car, whereas people are still touching this year's car or redesigning this year's car. McLaren, Mercedes had to go back on their philosophy. They're still behind. The little steps that Red Bull will be making, the guys behind will still be making their steps, but they'll still be behind Red Bull, and it's a scary thought. Some people say that Verstappen might have this dominance until 2026 when the new rules come in, the new engine rules come in. So we shall see. For this year, obviously Red Bull are going for, well, even if they don't admit it in public, they're kind of going for every race win. It's never been done before, and it makes sense that an Adrian Newey car would be the perfect car to win and take this accolade by winning every race in a season. I still believe that they're not going to do it. The only way they're going to lose is obviously Red Bull losing themselves. So engine failure, some other mechanical failure, or, you know, an accident, you know, something that Red Bull do to themselves. It's not going to be another team beating them on head-to-head pace. The next race is Silverstone. So obviously we believe, everyone knows that Max is favourite for that race, and Max is pretty much going to win that race. It's a fast flowing track. It pushes the aerodynamics of the car to the extreme. It pushes the drivers to the extreme. It pushes the tyres to the extreme. It'll be a 2-stop race. And yeah, it's really a track that the drivers enjoy. A lot of the drivers say it's in the like top 3, top 5 circuits ever. And Max, even though his favourite track is Spa, I believe this is one of his other favourite tracks. He doesn't like the street tracks we went to at the beginning of the year. He likes proper tracks, is what he said. So Silverstone is a proper track, and it should be in Red Bull's territory. It should benefit Red Bull with their driving style. It's a track made for Red Bull basically, and I think that it's going to be interesting race in the sense that how far will Max be in the lead by the end of the race. I believe that if there's no safety cars, no VSCs, it's a dry race, a straightforward race, Max is on pole and he goes for it. If he wanted to, if Max really wanted to, and he didn't get to a stage where he's looking after the tyres and looking after the car and cruising and bringing it home, if he went for it from the start of the race to the end of the race, went for it as if it was like, you know, in a proper race, going for the win, he could pretty much lap the whole field apart from Perez, obviously. He could lap up to 3rd place easily if he wanted to at Silverstone. If he wanted to, if Red Bull wanted to, and they just went for it, I believe that he could lap the whole field up to 3rd place. And even Perez, if he's having an off day, if Perez, you know, screws it up again, you've got the Hulk has had more Q3 appearances than Perez this season, so it would be awesome. I just wish that they would do it. Christian Horner revealed in Austria that the Red Bull boss, the Red Bull founder, Dietrich, one of his favourite sayings was, no risk, no fun. If Red Bull continue this domination that they're having this year, it'd just be awesome if they just did that. They actually went for it in one race, they actually went for it and just tried to lap the whole field. And yeah, Silverstone would be the ideal place to try it, but obviously I don't think they will. If they did try it, it'd be nearer the end of the year, but at the end of the day, I still think it would be awesome to watch the British Grand Prix to see how much they dominate, because this car is something else. You have to tip your cap to them, and you have to tip your cap to Max Verstappen, because they're doing a really, really good job at the moment. If you found this video interesting, feel free to subscribe. Thank you for watching and enjoy the next race.